He'll
Uh,
jump in.
I'm gonna invite him up.
Okay. I'm sure he'll jump in. He wasn't working today. He might be sleeping though. There we are. We're live.
Let me scroll back up and go through some of the people that's in here.
Okay.
We got
What's
Mike
up, guys?
Sampson. We got Laughing Cat Fishing. We got Paula Smith. The Bullock
Paula Smith.
Experience. Uh, Chris Flores.
Ah, there he is.
Dave Garsher. 351.
Mr. Flores, how are you even awake still? I don't know where Darla is. Like I said, I think she's still sleeping. Wore her out. Chris ran her rampant last night.
LC Outdoors. Uncle Lou. Dale Hayslip. Brad Caudill. 3+1. We got the squirrel in here. Miss Becca Mudtramp. We got Fishing Chick. Tony Harrison. Well, there's new names in here I haven't heard of.
We got a bunch of people in there, huh?
Yeah, like Tony Harrison, Hooks and I know Hooks and Hammocks. I've never heard of I've never heard of Tony Harrison.
Yeah, I've never
Terry
heard that one
Lane.
either. There we go. Actually got some decent
Mudtramp
service too.
718's in here, Miss Becca.
What's up there, Miss Becca?
Oh, he's been around what Tony Harrison says.
I just got done with dinner. I rubbing down. We had a long day last night. We had a long 48 hours Friday and Saturday. We fished pretty much all day, didn't sleep, and so I came and got a couple hours of sleep and went and grubbed before I had to come live with that. I don't know where Darla is. I think he's still sleeping.
I asked Muddy Rivers if he wanted to join.
Yeah, get Chris in here. Let him share the story. He tells it better anyway.
that would be kind of epic since it started here.
Yeah,
Since
exactly.
it just popped
Full
out here.
circle.
Oh yeah, it's come
If we
full
could only
circle
get
here.
2 stands.
Two Stands is still alive on up on Panlin.
He's on his own channel.
No, up on Palmetto's channel.
Oh, okay.
But Paula's in here. Paula's been waiting
Yes,
for this
Miss
one.
Paula Smith. I don't know if you all know, but Darla and I have been trying to get Paula Smith to come out to New Mexico to fish with us Actually, we didn't even care if she fished with us. We just wanted to meet her. And she told us she was supposed to come out in June. She was going to be fishing with Chris, and then she didn't get to make it, obviously COVID and all that, and then, her poor hand. But last night, we were out with Chris and them, and I messaged her, or she messaged me this morning, something like that, and I told her, why don't you come out on the 17th? We have another trip planned with Chris on the 17th. She's supposed to come out on July 17th, and she's going to fish with us, so hopefully we can get all of us on the boat together. That'd be real cool. Chris, Darla, Tim, Judy, and Paula.
That'd be an awesome live stream there.
Yeah, that would really
you, Chris.
be the only one we'd be missing. Yeah, good old Steve Douglas.
Oh, that'd be the only one you're missing is Steve Douglas.
Yeah, that'd be the true legends right there, huh?
No, Chris, that was my phone. Buddy Rivers, if you want to come up and join us, I'll send you post a link in chat.
Say what?
Hey, Norm. Catfish Headhunter's in here. Fishing Chick's in here. 3+1. Justin Fishing Fetish.
Right on. Man, it's 104 degrees in Albuquerque. I bet you it's probably 115 down there again, Chris. It's hot.
Yeah, where you're at, there's no climate. There's no wetness. It's just dry climate. Out here, it's a wet climate.
It's pretty dry, especially this year. It's real dry.
I fish in UK. Or Chris hasn't said anything. I posted the link.
Did you send it to him? Yeah. I would text you, but if I text him, my phone will.
Is he on Facebook?
Yeah, he's on Facebook under Chris Flores. He should be. I'm sure you can find him on my page. If you find him, I tagged him on the picture yesterday.
I found him. I didn't think I had him as a friend on a friend request.
Oh, you already had him?
Yeah, he said thanks for the invite, but he has so much to do for tomorrow. Well, we hope you get your boat fixed.
Chris is busy,
Chris.
and he spent all day, like I said. His battery, I think he got it going. His battery just died because we were live, and he left the lights and everything on so we could do the show, and he forgot to turn the battery. He forgot to turn it on to crank it, so.
That's where I like my little Jackery power bank. That way it runs off. It can run a 9-watt light bulb, 9-watt lamp, and you could be going off your live stream with your camera or your phone, and that'll go 16, 18, 20 hours. So.
Wow. Yeah, I feel bad because it was probably my fault. We killed his boat. But it was a good time. We still enjoyed it.
Fishing Chick wants to know what state you're fishing in, Judy.
New Mexico. One state over, Fishing Chick, you're Arizona.
That would be yeah, it's only one state over. I believe she's in the Yuma area.
Oh, okay. So she's right over there. I was down there about a month ago, maybe. My girlfriend had some tests, some training to do. I went out there to Bartlett Lake. We didn't have any luck. I went.
Yeah, I think that's where she's at over in that area, I believe.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kelly. Yeah, you're right next door to him.
I can't even see the channel.
Yeah, Fishing
Yeah,
Chick's right next door
right
to you
north.
guys, and she can come over to Elephant Fish with you, Darla, and Chris Flores.
Chris, Tim, 17th, I'm sure. Chris always says the more the merrier.
Yeah, she's in Yuma, like I thought she was.
There you go.
Fishing with Paula says y'all know that you'll have to come to Tennessee after I come over there.
Oh, yeah. I don't think you'll get me to go home if I go to Tennessee, Paul. I hope you have a house out back or something. A tent, maybe.
Once you go to Tennessee, you may not want to come back.
You can come out. That's what I'm saying. I won't want to go back. There's real fishing out there.
Thanks for sharing the link, Kelly. He's sharing out your link.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Fishing Chick says she's a little southwest of Bartlett Lake.
Okay.
Paula Smith says she's got plenty of room.
There we go.
Fishing Chick says, I love to fish with you guys.
Oh, we'd love to fish with anybody, all of you, everybody. Don't matter who you are.
See, I used to live in Albuquerque. I was born there.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, Avid. I had no idea.
Bernalillo.
So you know what it's like here, then.
I know the heat.
Yeah.
I know the conditions. I know you don't go walking out in the desert barefooted because you get stung by a scorpion. Whether it be a
goat head,
bronze scorpion, or there's invisible scorpions, or there's black scorpions. Those black ones are hard to kill you.
Yeah, those are the mean ones.
You remember, I don't think you were around, but when Bernalillo Hospital was there before it burned down?
No.
That's the hospital I was born in. And 3 years after I was born in it, the hospital burned down.
Wow. Yeah, they have Sandoval Regional now. I guess that's kind of in Rio Rancho, Bernalillo area, but they don't have a hospital in Bernalillo anymore.
No, Bernalillo Hospital was right where the new hospital is at. Sandoval Bernalillo Hospital.
Oh, okay. I know what you're saying.
Hey, we got Palmetto Cats in here.
Palmetto, thanks for jumping in.
We got Matt Minson.
Bunch of new people I never heard.
If you're new in here, you can hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification and thumbs up. That way you can be notified every time we do a live or fishing live from the bank, or every Sunday night when I go live here and have a guest on, you'll be able to keep up with us. So we got 14 people in here. What got you into catfishing?
I know.
Judy?
Say what? I didn't hear you. You broke out.
I said, what got you into catfishing?
Oh, my Lord. So, true story was I always fished for trout. We live here in New Mexico. My dad raised me on trout. Catfish were like junk fish, that's what we were always taught. And I was, for whatever reason, one of one of my buddies one day was like, to Darla and I were like, let's go catch some catfish. They had just stocked a local pond here called Tingley Beach, and went over there, and I was fishing for catfish, and man, we were having a good day. We were catching some decent catfish, and then New Mexico tiger muskie Wayne, I don't know if you know who that is. He works over there. He's a security guard, and so he came by and started talking to me. Like, man, he's like, you never fish for, I'm like, this is my first day really fishing for catfish, and he's like, you never fish for real fish? You never fish for, talking to me about bass and catfish. So then he got me kind of into fishing for bass, but like, I don't know, a bass is better than a trout when it comes to the fight, but it's still kind of like, yeah. And so we went fishing. Where was it? I think it's Sleda Lakes. It's a pay lake here in New Mexico. And so we went to the pay lake, and that was the first time I think we really ever got on like 10-pound catfish, like what we would consider to be a pretty big catfish here in New Mexico. They're channel catfish. And after that, I was hooked. These catfish were like, they were doing circles around the bait, and they were just mashing it, It was the coolest thing, and I'd never fought a fish like that. Like, used to trout, you can almost pull them out of the water,
Yeah.
So
Palmetto Cats wants to know how you. Palmetto Cats wants to know how you came up with the name.
It sounds stupid, but
give us the whole story now.
I would pick on Darla. So we're trout fishermen, right? And we go fishing all the time. And Daniel has his own little style of fishing, and I've never seen anybody fish like that. But he'll hold the line out with one hand and hold the rod in the other hand, and I would make fun of him for it. I give him a hard time. And then he could never tie he doesn't know how to tie the lines. He doesn't know how to do the knots and all that. And so he always asked me, will you tie my line for me, when he'd break off? So I would get frustrated, and I'd be like, God, you're worse than my daughter. I've got an 11-year-old daughter, and at the time she was like 7, but she was tying her own line, she'd go out there and do it. And so I was making fun of him, thinking, okay, I'll call him a girl named Darla, and that'll light a fire under him, so he'll learn how to tie knots. No, it backfired on me, and he started calling me Judy, and then Big Booty Judy, and then finally it's just Booty Judy Booty, and that's how it came about. I thought I was picking on him and he would change, but nope, he doesn't mind. He lets me tie all the lines still, and he doesn't mind being called Darla, and I don't mind being called Judy. So those are our fish names, and lo and behold, we just brought it to YouTube and let y'all.
Okay, now that brings up another question. How did Chris Flores get tied into this?
Well, Chris is like my idol, and so once I figured out catfishing and stuff like that, I figured out much for catfishing, and so I just watch him and watch him and watch him, and I wouldn't leave Chris alone. I bug him and bug him and bug him, and Chris, take us fishing with you. Come on, let us go out with you. And we had this trip planned for like a year. We had to plan it out, and we were going to go with him, and it ended up falling through. The weather didn't permit. Something happened, and so we were all sad, whatever. And we went out. We decided I'd rent a boat for my birthday, August 23rd, and we rented a boat, and we were getting ready to take off. We're just filling the boat up with gas, and lo and behold, here comes Chris walking by on the dock, and I just screamed at him, "My river!" And he looks up like, "Who the heck, And he just acted like he knew us, started talking to us like he knew us. And I was like, man, I've been trying to make a trip with you. And he's like, oh, so we connected the face, named the face or whatever. And he knew me as Judy Booty. He didn't really know my first name, Justin, And so I'd keep texting him every now and then, hey, Chris, when can we get in, And finally he's like, all right, you guys come out this day. So we go out with him, and we're out there. I don't know, the first 30, 45 minutes we're up there, he's like, all right, I just have to ask you guys, like, I don't know if you guys are some fruits or you know what, but what's up with the Judy Booty and Darla? And so we tell him the whole story, whatever, you know, and at that point we were like, he told us about he was coming out with a Paula Smith rod, and we didn't really know what it was like, but it was a special signature series rod, and we were excited for it. And then we discovered Paula Smith, and we started watching Paula, and we were just, I don't know, we were a huge fan. My daughter, honestly, she's the one who was like, I want to be like Paula Smith, you know, like she's a little tiny little girl out there, you know, and she wants to catch big catfish, you know. And so then it was like, well, that's cool. It got my daughter into catfishing, and then I don't know, we just looked up to Paula a lot. You know, she's the only woman in the Mansfield that we really knew of at the time, and you know, doing big things. And so Chris, being Chris, you know, he knew that we had girl names, and he knew the con was going on, and we were pretty pumped. I'd been texting him like all week about the cat conference and talking to him about getting a Paula Smith rod and stuff. And he was like, you guys make sure you tune in for the cat conference. I got a surprise for y'all. And sure, lo and behold, Chris is talking about all, you know, his rods and stuff, and he was talking about the signature series Paula Smith that he was coming out with, and he said something to the effect of, yeah, two girls that are really good supporters in the female catfish community, Judy and Darla. And that's everybody thought that we were girls, and he knew that was a jazz us, you know, nobody else caught it. But of course, right when he gets off of live, he calls me and he's like, did you guys catch my jab? And we're like, of course we caught it, Chris, you know. And so everybody's thinking we're girls from that point on. And you know, good old Stan, I think we were just in there watching one of your shows, right?
Right. One of my lives with a guest, Paula Smith. Paula Smith was a guest
so
that
we were
night.
in there watching, and yes, Paula Smith was a guest that night. And I think Stan just heard what Chris said at CatCon, and so he jumped on the bandwagon. And he's like, yeah, some of the biggest female anglers supporters.
I asked him to run through the names of the female fishing anglers in chat, and he was just going with it. And your name came up. Your name came up.
And then
and
you see,
that's when I had to pop the bubble. Hey, Michael Murillo. And his eyes got big as a coffee cup, if not the saucer it sets on.
What?
And that's it. That there is when it exploded. That's when that joke
That there is when Judy Booty and Stan 2. Yep. We became tied for the rest of our YouTube careers, Stan 2 and I now.
Palmetto Cat says girls would be girls.
That's right. If you read my about, it says something to the effect about two dudes with girly names or something like that, you know. And that's a perfect description, you know.
Yeah.
Last night we were live with Chris, and we're talking, and I'm giving Darla a hard time, and I'm like, oh, you can tell me that you're so manly. You fish with, you know, your favorite rod is a girl rod. You know, it's a Paul Smith rod, and not that that's a girl's rod, but I just have to give him a hard time. Can you see what I posted on the chat? And Chris, there's the second best female angler of the year. Where's Darla? She's still sleeping. She got worn out from last night fishing. She couldn't make it, I guess. I called her, she didn't answer.
Here's another one from Kevin. Solo.
How much fun was last night? Oh, man. Guys, it's so cool to be able to get out there with Chris Flores and, like, when he's not on his channel, he was on our channel, like a guest on my channel, was cool because he gets to be himself. You know what I mean? Like, he's not worried about entertaining on a show, or he's just being Chris, and he gets to tell his funny stories and just kind of relax and unwind. And that right there is something that I don't think any of us really get to experience, because Chris is always, he's searching, he's hunting, and he does that. But I think when we get to go out there with him, he just relaxes and unwinds and just gets to have a fun time. And so I think those are the best times, man. Like, we had such a good time last night. We were out there till about 7 o'clock in the morning, guys. 12 hours on the water. Chris had been up probably for 24 hours at that point, and still just laughing, singing his karaoke. Like, I didn't even know Chris was into karaoke until he started telling those stories last night about he did karaoke before YouTubing. I thought that was cool. I like stuff like that, where you get more personal and
right.
Man, that's fun stuff. And Chris is a character, guys. He's funny, man.
he comes up with some great content and stuff like that.
It's like I told him, because we were talking about and stuff and just learning, and he was telling me about stuff, my 2 a.m. ideas, man, and I'm like, I don't understand, Chris. Like, if I get into your mind for 30 minutes and really go through it, man, that'd be awesome. The knowledge that he holds, I don't think he realizes how much knowledge he really has, All of you guys. I mean, I sit here and I watch your show, Avid, and I listen to you fish. And I go out there and I try those tactics. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really brand new at catfishing, guys. I can trout fish. I can go out there and catch trout fish all day, every day. But really get on some monster catfish. I think that's the best thing too, is the challenge. It's hard, and you might find them in one spot one day, and they'll be completely gone the next day. And that's, to me, I love having to look for them and find them and grind. Like, that's fishing, A trout spot you can go to and guarantee next week there's going to be trout there.
Oh,
I mean,
shit.
I've fished the same spot. Uh-oh.
You're good.
You all right?
Yeah, I just was sending a link to somebody, and I hit the picture instead.
Oh. Yeah, like I said, I fished the same trout spots for years, since I was a little kid. We'd walk the river, go to the same spots, fish those same spots. That's not catfishing. You can go to the same spots, but you're probably not going to catch in the same spot, even, like I said, a day later, maybe not even a week later. They'll come back, but catfish are a lot different and not as necessarily consistent as I would say trout, and they're finicky. Catfish, same bait in front of them, and they're not going to bite it. They bit it yesterday. They're not hungry for that today. They want something else, or we got
Tim Molina in
time
here.
You're out there fishing is. Hey, there's Mr. Tim. Mr. Tim, he slayed last night. He had 3 big catfish back to back to back. 3 15-pounders.
I think he'd be an amazing person to fish with.
Oh my gosh, Tim and Chris, like, I mean, I hate to say that, but those 2 guys right there, they have a lot of knowledge. They've grown up here in New Mexico and fished New Mexico waters for a long time. And then Tim is such a nice man,
I started out fishing the Elephant Butte for big cats.
Wow.
Oh, do you want to know who's coming up next, or do you want to wait and see?
No,
you want to see who's coming?
Who is it?
Judy, what's up?
There it is, Stan. Atta boy. What's up,
Hey, I had to
Stan?
bring him up so he can try to defend himself.
The one thing I got to point out, I was so glad to hear last night. I could have sworn I was betting the whole time that Chris did call you and Darla female. And so last night he finally did admit that.
He did it at CatCon. He did it at Catfish Conference.
Yes, yes.
It was all big stuff. I think the funniest thing though was that there was like a few of them, Fishing Chick, and I think Katie Collins. They were like, no, Judy, Booty, and Darla, those are guys. Listen to the talk. Those are guys. They were adamant that we were guys.
I knew you were guys because I watched a few of your videos. And apparently,
you
can tell the ones that didn't know you were guys because they didn't watch your video.
Well, Judy knows that I watch them now. That's what matters. we like Judy was saying, we connected forever now. So
yeah,
everybody connected to Judy after that one.
Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny how sometimes the mistake like that, and look at all the good that comes out of it. And
exactly.
You know, and it started out as a good.
Here's one for you, Stan, from Paula. Abbott and I got you good.
Yeah, and you know,
they
and
just
it started,
let you go, and then they told you.
Yeah, and it started from a good point because you know I am impressed with you know with the anglers out there, male and female. But you know we had Paula, so of course we were kind of talking about that thing, and so you know I knew a bunch of them, and you know so I'm going to show off a little bit, yeah, and Judy Booty, and they're just awesome.
Hey, did you see Paula's second statement?
Yeah,
it's on the screen.
Yeah,
she had to let you roll with it.
Hey, that's our.
She gave Stan enough rope to where he could hang himself with it.
Yeah, and I'm like, when I heard it, I was like,
"Yep."
Are you sure?
The look on Paula's face, she's doing everything she could to keep from laughing. That was funny. I mean, that was just...
I apologize, Stan.
No, he was like, huh? What? Really? Who? You're joking.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good invitation.
He's like, who? What? Really? You gotta be joking me.
I was almost about to do, you know,
really?
I was almost about to
do...
Yeah. Are you sure?
Hi, Gina Ladybug. How are you doing?
I was about to be like, oh, I think I'm having technical. What's that? My internet seems to be messed up. Yeah. But
so
I'm glad I stayed.
That was an epic night. So what kind of questions can we come up with for Judy, Stan?
I'm sorry, what's that, Avid?
What kind of questions can we come up for Judy?
Oh, well, you know, first of all, I had the pleasure of fishing with Judy and Darla in the Glizzy Masters. You know, you talk about determination. A lot of people don't know they had to go camp out to get the spot just to even fish that tournament.
Yeah, that was a muddy river, wasn't it?
And
no,
what's that?
We don't have service down there at the Muddy River, so we can't fish the Muddy River live. The service is so bad. We've tried, but it's not even part of the Muddy River. It's like a canal, and that's where I've gone live before and had a little success. But the actual spots where like we could actually get on the Muddy River, there's no phone service at all.
Okay.
So we were just on the Rio Grande. We went that night we went. We tried to camp out at a few different places, but there was already people there since Thursday. So we decided to go to like a local pond. It's Tingley Beach. It's a local pond. You don't have to pay to go there, nothing like that. So we stayed out there. Crazy guys. We stayed the night. We stayed in my truck. We woke up about 5 o'clock in the morning or whatever, and we see this car driving down the street. Probably 100 miles an hour. And Darla and I were like, "What the heck? Like that was weird." The car turns around, right? And Darla and I are outside at this point. We're like stretching and stuff, and so it's 5 o'clock in the morning, guys. Like early, there's nobody else out. The guy pulls up next to us, and we realize like now, like at this point, like the car's kind of beat up. He's got a screwdriver out the antenna, and so I'm like, yeah, those hairs start sticking back of your neck. Like I'm like, okay, this he's not up to any good. Albuquerque's kind of a little bit of a ghetto town nowadays, and so he had his car real fast, and I was like, oh shoot, So I get down from my truck, and he starts telling us how he was just walking down the Bosque, and somebody stole a cigarette back of his car. And I'm like, come on, man, like, I'm stupid. So then he starts asking me to look in my truck and stuff like that. I'm like, no, bro, you're not going to look in my truck. You need to get out of here. You know what I mean? And, like, you could tell he was trying to rob us at this point. You know what I mean? And lo and behold, thank the Lord, 2 vehicles, I swear it had to have been the Lord, that's what I was saying. 2 vehicles, trucks came up and parked behind us. They were trying to get in line to wait to get a spot to go fishing too. And he noticed the other cars. He got creeped out and jumped in his truck or drove off. But literally, that's what we experienced an hour before we went out and went live fishing with you guys. You know what I mean? Like, it was crazy, just crazy.
Well, all it would have had to happen is all Darla would need to do is jump out of the truck with that hot dog costume on. That would have freaked the guy out there. So
I think that's what made us a target, because he was standing out there in the glizzy costume, and we're kind of in the hood. It's a little bit of a rough part, so looking at like, what the hell is white boys doing down here? I hate to say that, but that was the vibe I got. He hauled past us. Go ahead.
Judy, we have a question from the Bullock Experience. Justin, what's your future plans now with a possible opportunity in Hawaii?
Oh, that's Avid and I were talking about that. Gosh, that's a hard decision, okay? I've got a girlfriend here. I've got my son that lives here. My daughter's in 6 months or the school year with her mom in Texas, and so she gets to spend the summers with me. But Hawaii is something that it's like a chance of a lifetime. I applied to the job not thinking that I would even get a call. Just putting my name in the hat. Just, my thing is when I retire, I'd like to retire and move to Hawaii and, be successful, live in paradise. And I guess it just ended up happening that they're like, hey, this guy meets the qualifications. Let's see. So they sent me a thing in the mail to test for a position in Hawaii. It's a flight paramedic position. They're going to train me for a year to become a flight paramedic, a critical care level paramedic is what they say. And then they'd put me on a helicopter. And so that ultimately is like my ultimate dream, would to be able to fly in a helicopter, even in New Mexico. To do it in Hawaii and have that level of training, and the scope of practice in Hawaii is very, very broad because they're very rural. And so the stuff that I would be able to do on a critical care flight or helicopter in Hawaii, I'd literally be saving lives. You know what I mean? Like doing life-saving skills. Like it would really just ultimately like pushing my medicine to the extreme. And that's, I don't know, that's Judy Booty. That's me. I was a Smokey Bear hotshot. I just like I'm gonna do something I want to be best, and so I don't know. Thank the Lord has blessed me with the opportunity to be able to test out there, and I'm one step away. I've got an interview. There's 50 other of us. There's 400 of us that tested. 50 of us got the invite to go to the interview. I was one of 50, and so now within the next 2 or 3 weeks, I'll interview, and we'll see from there. That is going to be a hard decision, though. Do I move to Hawaii and leave my family to go get the experience and the knowledge and come home, or do I turn down a chance of a lifetime to maybe be able to do it later in my adult life? I don't.
Oh, Catfish and
That's where
Crappie
I'm at.
saying, Judy, do it. It's a once in a lifetime thing. And Fishing Check says, Judy
Yeah.
Booty, that's awesome.
Thank you, guys.
So
Thank you very much.
you got a lot of support on that one.
You know what? I cannot even. The catfish community has been amazing. You guys treat me like I'm your friend, like you guys know me. We haven't even met other than over the phone, YouTube. But the support, the encouragement. There's people I've grown up with and known my whole life that are like, really, you're going to Hawaii? Like, that's not even real. You know what I mean? And it's like, I get what they're saying, but maybe it's because they never took the chance. You know what I mean? Instead of, jumping in both feet, they kind of tiptoed around it, and I don't know. I'm one of those people, if you don't take the chance, you'll never know, and I'm not going to sit here and wish, I wish I would have applied to Hawaii. I'm 30 years old. The chance of a lifetime right now while I'm, healthy and able to. Who knows what happens in 10 years,
Yeah.
Becca says, I can attest to that one myself. I was in prime of life and a car accident, and you go from a strong as a bull to barely walk the next day. So you never know. You never know. So
yeah.
And I meant when I put that on your Facebook today, truly inspirational.
Yeah, Becca says, Judy, go where your heart leads you with what will make you the happiest. Paula Smith says, follow your dreams. Christian Chick says, I agree with Paula, follow your dreams. And Amanda Tanner says, I would do it. So you got a lot of people trying to encourage you.
Whatever decision.
It. And you know what? Honestly, go ahead, Stan.
I was just gonna say, whatever decision you make, we are your family, and we'll support you 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll support you either way, but we would like to see you excel in what your dreams are. Support you.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just think that it sets a good role model for my kids, even. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but here's what Catfish and Crappie says. He says you can always come home if you hate it, but you only have one chance to go for it.
That's right. That's 100% right. That's honestly, in my heart, that's exactly how I feel. And if the Lord gives me the opportunity to actually go out there and fulfill my dream, that's His plan. That's way beyond something that I've done. You know what I mean? That's literally from Albuquerque, New Mexico, the desert to Hawaii, to be able to go out there and have a job like that. That's a greater power. You know what I mean? That's His plan. So I'm not following what the Lord wants you to do.
I think that's something you need to pray over, because if the Lord's going to open that door, at least be the person, the man that God wants you to be, step through it and see what it has to entail.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Like Paula Smith says, I'm going to be around for another 100 years.
And I definitely believe that, Paula. If anybody's going to do it, it's going to be you. You're too stubborn to leave.
That's right.
Boy,
It's like I told Paula today. That's what we love about it. That stubbornness about Paula, you know.
hey, me and Bigfoot's been around since God created the earth. We're not going to go
right.
until the
We got
earth
a
burns
catfish
up.
Bigfoot.
But Judy, we were talking about that, and we were talking about that in Bible study this afternoon. That more people need to look for the signals and the signs that God is putting in front of you. So, opportunities like that, He's putting something in front of you.
Really, guys,
ahead,
I never wanted to be a fireman. My grandfather, and my two uncles. I'm a third generation fireman. My grandfather and my two uncles were firemen, and my dad was a police officer. And I was following after my dad. And my grandfather and uncles were like, "You don't want to do that. Like, you will love being a fireman. You will love being a fireman." But they never took me to the fire station. They never introduced me to that world. Like, they were so busy, working and making a name for themselves that I never really was a part of that. And for whatever reason, the Lord pushed me down this path. I was a volunteer fireman. I was frustrated. I wanted to stop. I didn't want to be a fireman anymore. I was fed up. I really didn't want to do medicine. I just wanted to fight fire. And they had changed it to where you had to be an EMT to be a fireman. And I was like, I don't want to deal with people. I don't like their butts, and and so I went away, and I went and I became a wildland fireman, and that was like, I loved it. That was my passion. And I ended up getting hurt out there, and I had no idea what I was going to do. And I had been an EMT finally. My mom was like, "You're going to keep your EMT license," because I was going to let it expire. I was like, "Man, I don't care. I don't want to use this." And my mom, of all people, she's like, "No, I signed you up for that refresher course. You're going to go take it." So, of course, stubborn me, I mosey my way over there, and I go sit in this class. And the chief of my fire department was actually sitting in that refresher course. And we were going around, we do the little round robin and introduce each other or whatever ourselves. And he introduced himself, told me he was the chief of the fire department. And I was like, "Holy cow, you got to be kidding me." So we had a little bit of a break. I went up, I introduced myself to him, told him who I was, He said, "Send me your resume." Okay. Didn't hear from him for 6 months after that. He, whatever. Fire, it's hard to get into. And maybe about 2 weeks after having that conversation, I think I was talking to Darla, actually, and he called me, offered me the job. I was like, "You got to be kidding me." At the time, I was hurt. I had torn the labrum in my hip. I had a tree fall on me and crushed my hip. So I couldn't walk. And so I had to go up there and tell him, like, "Hey, man, like, I can't take your job because I'm injured." And I was hurt. I was in tears and everything because I thought I had I lost out of lifetime, Went up there. I told him the situation. And by the grace of God, man, literally, this is how God wanted me to fire him. He told me, "You know what? That's fine. You don't have to work full time. We'll hire you part time. Once you get healthy, we'll bring you on full time." I've been working there now for 6 years. It'll be 7 years in December. And now I'm a paramedic, And it's just, I pushed so hard not to be a fireman, and God just pulled me right back down the path He wanted me to. And now here I am with the chance to go work in Hawaii as a flight paramedic. You know what I mean? And if that's not the Lord, I don't know what it is. That's God telling me, "Hey, man, this is what you're supposed to do,"
Do you remember the story of Jonah and the well in the Bible?
A little bit. Go ahead and refresh us.
Jonah didn't want to do something God wanted, so he's taking the boat to go across the ocean somewhere. So God used a well to go capsize the boat, swallow Jonah, and turn the well around and take him to the spot where he wanted to. So the whole time in that belly of the well, he had a conversation with God, and he's like, "All right, God, I will do what you wanted to," because knowing that he sent a well to imprison him and turn him around and take him back somewhere else, gave him time to communicate with God and get himself right. Then he got spit out back on the beach from the well, so that's almost like you dragging your feet, and God's like, "No, you're coming this way."
Stop being stubborn, stupid.
Yeah, like Lori the Explorer says, take your opportunities now as they come. You would definitely regret it later if you don't take what is offered or open to you at this time. That's a lot of truth.
Yep. That's a lot of truth.
So, what is your personal
it's
best?
It's heavy and it's hard.
Huh?
My personal best, I would say probably a 30-pound blue out there with Chris, fishing with Chris. On my own, my personal is I caught a 10-pound channel out of the Rio Grande here, literally 15 miles north of Albuquerque. So that's a pretty good catch out of the Rio Grande.
And I want to point out
up in my neck of the woods.
I want to point out Tim was on fire last night. You talk about determination and focus. Y'all were cutting up behind him. No, he was right there. That's how legend does it. That's how that's Mr. Tim right there. That's Tim Molina. Yep. He was focused and on point.
He was dialed in. He wasn't going to let anybody get to him, man. He wanted a big one, and he got it. 3 of them.
That was beautiful. Yeah, that was awesome. I was so happy for him.
Me too. Especially, I don't know if you guys know, but Tim's been going through a lot of health issues and stuff. You know, every day is a battle for Tim. You know, and so for him to have yesterday was a healthy day, had a good day. You know, he got out there, he fished, caught 3 monsters, and then guys, he fell asleep. He was that tired. He busted. He fell asleep back there. You know, and in between, Chris is like, "Hey guys, you know, maybe we should start thinking about getting out of here. You know, Tim's sick," and Tim sits up. "Don't let me hold you up." You know, it's like, man, you're awesome. What a guy, you know. That's Tim Molina, guys. You know,
Tim may have some issues that he's dealing with, both physically and mentally, but he's a diehard fisherman. He's a real diehard.
Oh, he is. Yep.
He just because he may have those.
Me. Send a link there.
Have him message me on Facebook and I'll bring him in.
Okay. I don't know if he's in here or not. Darla, if you're in here, you have it.
I have another person that might pop in too.
Cool. Tim is he definitely is a legend of his own kind, guys, because you wouldn't imagine he still gets out there, you know what I mean, in his chair and everything. He still gets out there, still great spirits. After everything he deals with, he still stays positive. And I mean, he was feeling like crap the day we were doing the Glizzy Masters, and he brought Darla and I breakfast and the Glizzy maker and everything, you know, like, it's real good person, man. Salt to the earth, you know.
Yeah, he's definitely inspirational to me, that's for sure.
I don't see Darla. Angling Spiders, welcome.
I don't know where Dar's at.
I don't see him in chat.
He might not be in here. He's sending me text messages, but I can't answer him because I'm on my phone. Should have woke up, Dar.
That's why I'm using 2 devices.
What about? Yeah, see, I'm gonna have to get another device.
You ready for this next surprise? Judy,
I'm ready. Let's see.
are you staying?
Let's see. Come on.
Sure, let's do it.
What's going on, everyone?
Chick, right on. There she is.
Hello.
How you doing, man?
Hello, Sabrina.
I'm doing good, doing good. Hello, my brother
No,
from another
I
mother.
didn't say that, Tim. I
My
said,
sister from another mister. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good.
hold on, I gotta correct something in chat. I didn't say you were mental. I just said you're an awesome person. Is what I was saying.
Okay, so who's mental here? I just came in. Are you talking about me or Judy?
I'm real
I didn't say that.
Because I resemble that remark.
No, Tim and Lena's trying to put
I'm
words in my mouth.
special in all aspects.
So yeah, there's another Arizona. What? That's I'm trying to remember geography here. It's
Mexico, Arizona,
Midwest.
California.
It's right next to New Mexico,
Yeah,
right?
Right, right
New
next door.
Mexico and California and Mexico. Right there.
New Mexico,
Yeah, right below
Arizona,
us.
California, and south of them's Mexico.
Yep, my backyard is Mexico. Quite interesting.
It's a quite interesting place there.
Yes, it is. I love it though. It's pretty cool. It's hot, but I like it. It's fun. So
I
what did
just
miss
wish we
when I was
had
trying
better
to log on?
fishing. That's all.
Oh, it's horrid. Oh my goodness. I agree. I'm happy to get a 10-pound catfish, and everybody's talking about their 60, 70 pounders. I'm like, really?
Well,
Really?
See, fish,
I just wish I
you
was
understand
doing
my
YouTube 2 years prior, because then I'd have had my 83 on video.
Wow.
Oh,
I'll tell you the way I look at it. If the 10-pounder, that's your big fish right there. That's why I started that whole targeting comment that everybody, we joke around about it and stuff now.
Yeah.
If that's the fish that you're going for, target those fish. Match your gear to the situation you're fishing. Be proud of that 10-pounder, because that's your best fish ever. That there's nothing wrong with that. That 10-pounder is the same thing as somebody catching a 50-pounder. That's
True.
their best fish ever.
True.
You got to be happy about it, and that is why I started that targeting thing, so that people, regardless of what water you're fishing, if you're going after the biggest fish that are there and you're catching fish and whatever you're doing is making you happy and excited about fishing, well, God bless you. That's awesome.
Right. It's just frustrating when you watch these channels and everybody's catching, 15, 20 fish in a couple hours, and I catch that all season.
it makes you feel like you're an inadequate fisherman, right?
Yes. Thank you. Exactly.
I'm like,
Hey,
I'm like, I know I don't suck at this.
But look at Paula Smith. Look how many years and years and years of fishing, and research and studying and learning and putting time on the water, boom, 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 et cetera, et cetera. She didn't, it just didn't happen one day, and it takes time. Any species that you're going after, it takes time. And yep, exactly, Paula.
True. Let's see what's trying to read the
Yeah,
text.
you don't get good at anything overnight. You know what I mean? It takes time, and you got to go through the highs and the lows. You know what I mean? And so just remember that Paula Smith is one of my idols, guys, and she never gives up. It don't matter. That woman is out there. She's tiny. She's fighting 100-pound catfish. You know what I mean? That's an inspiration to me.
I wouldn't even know what to do if I caught a catfish that big. Oh my God.
It's a tough one.
I don't think I'd be even able to handle a catfish that big.
You'd be able to pick it up. You see little Paula out there, she's getting that Paula Smith run.
Right.
Wrestling those kitties, man. It's awesome. I love it.
But
yeah.
She's a great inspiration. Her and all the other gals, and I was even afraid to come live and just watching them. I'm like, I can do that. I can do that. So after the knot tying contest, I'm like, what the hell? Let's go live. Let's see what happens. So,
hey, he still did pretty good in that knot tying contest.
well, I tell you what, that paracord is hard to tie. It's hard to cinch down.
Yeah, paracord's not easy to cinch down in those knots.
No, the knot is easy. It's the cinching it down is hard.
Right, but that paracord, if you don't get it wet or slick, it ain't gonna cinch down.
Well, I'll tell you what. At least I give you a bunch of credit, a lot of respect you get from me, because for those that haven't been on a lot, I've done hours and hundreds of hours in talking to this, and it's become like second nature. Talking is kind of my thing, I guess, apparently, and
you're natural.
Well, it kind of helps you put your foot in your mouth.
Yeah, well, hey, that's all part of it. If that makes somebody else happy and it brightens up somebody's day, I'll put my foot in my mouth every day because it's worth it. But
hey,
if you've never been live, with all that experience that I've had with that, I still had, when I did the rig tank, I was still like, once that timer started, I got nervous. I was like, oh man. So to never do a live and do as well as you did, awesome job, you and Missy and
thank you.
Everybody that was involved with it. Y'all did amazing. It's just, it takes a lot when you've never been live before, and then to be put in that pressure too. Unbelievable. Thank you so much.
It was a double whammy.
There you go. Fishing chick. Tim says there are plenty of big flatheads in Arizona. The Gila, the Verde, Bartlett Lake. They all have big flatheads in there.
Well, they're hiding. That's for darn sure.
Well, they do love lead bait, so they're more of a nocturnal hunter anyway.
And I got my net the live shad too, and that wasn't helping either.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you saw that little video I have of getting the little live shad, they're actually real easy.
Yeah. Are you able to use bluegill out there for bait?
I use bluegill too. I get a lot of stripers on bluegill as well.
Really?
But, yeah. But yeah, it's tough out here. But it's still fun. I still go out there. I'm gonna go out there tomorrow morning.
Here's a tip for you from Paula.
What's it say?
I take research out with me when I'm fishing. I live and breathe fishing and love every minute of it.
Yeah, I'm thinking of making a little journal and keep it on my boat and write down the temperatures and
that stuff does help you.
What's that?
That stuff will help you. Keeping notes in journals. Go ahead.
Yep. I put right next to Chris. I sit right next to him, and I just bug him. I pick his ear, and I ask him questions. And I know he might get tired of it, but I don't know how else to learn. I Google stuff, look online. I ask him books that he reads. He was telling me that he reads books about stripers because, yeah, they're different fish, but they're similar tactics. And, just that kind of knowledge and being able to direct you and be like, hey, look, I don't know, read all kinds of books because you can collaborate it all into one and like.
Judy, now you're in trouble. You're in trouble now, Judy.
Uh-oh.
What's up?
Uh-oh. There she is.
There she is.
Welcome aboard, Chris. Welcome aboard, bud.
Uh-oh.
I figured I'd jump in real quick, man. Judy Booty's always supporting me, so I take a few minutes and jump in and say hi to everybody.
Wow.
Hello, Chris. Welcome.
Chris.
Yeah, I just got back from buying 3 new batteries for my boat.
Ouch.
You know what? It had nothing. I don't think it had anything to do with last night. It just kind of hit me. I said, wait a minute. These batteries are as old as the boat, so time for new ones.
Yeah, because they only take so much charge before they go bad.
Yeah. So yeah,
I
did a little shopping.
I just gotta say one thing about Chris. I was talking to him. Man, it meant a lot. He took the time. We must have talked for almost an hour that day, I think, Chris. I was talking to him about his rods, and we got to talking about a bunch of stuff. And for somebody as busy as Chris to just take that time to talk to me for like an hour, man, it really meant a lot.
I appreciate that, man. I'm always here for you guys anytime I can be. So,
hey, Judy, Paula Smith, I want to know: have you told Chris about our plans yet?
I didn't, Chris. July 17th, Paula Smith is coming out with us. She's
I know.
out.
I got that today, man. I'm just like, all right, guys, whatever's clever, let's do it.
Come on, Chris. Come on.
Christian Sabrina says hello, Muddy River.
Hello.
Guys, if this isn't a testament to how awesome Chris Flores is, he was out. He's got to have been up for over 24 hours now, and he's still just in here. That's Chris Flores, man. Great person right there.
Chris, we heard Judy's version of how that joke went. We want to hear your side.
Which joke we talking about?
The Judy, Booty, and Darla joke.
The Judy and Booty.
That went epic on the Paula Smith live on here.
That Judy and Darla were female anglers.
Oh.
We want to hear your side on that one.
I don't have a side. I honestly thought they were females, man. Come on.
I think we heard about the announcement at CantCon.
Which in turn led me to believe they were honestly female. So
it was perfect improv at that moment where I was giving a heartfelt speech about empowering the young female fishermen of the catfish community, and the only two names I could think of at the moment were Judy, Booty, and Darla. And I knew for a fact that nobody else knew that they were actually dudes, so I threw that out there. And it really stuck. I got stabbed with it.
It was going good and smooth until we had Paula Smith as a guest, and Dan decided to run off some names in chat.
And I decided to do the same thing, Chris, doing a good-spirited, trying to promote female anglers, and I knew that Chris Flores had said that those were some good female anglers, so I'm gonna announce Judy Booty and Darla as some awesome female anglers, and
he came back and got him good.
Goes, and Paula was up on the panel. She'd already knew it, so they're letting me go. They're letting me give me the rope to hang myself, and. Then, so I say, some awesome female, Judy Booty, and Avid goes, Stan, they're dudes, right? And I went, are you sure?
Hey, you were right up on the camera.
Yeah.
What? Look on your phone.
You couldn't see nothing but eyeballs.
Well, last night
you couldn't see nothing but.
Go ahead.
You couldn't see nothing but one eyeball.
Well, last night we were on the boat, and Judy and Darla were arguing about their favorite Muddy River catfishing rod, and Judy's like, "Oh no, it's the Blue Cat rod," and then Darla's like, "Oh no, I love the Paula Smith rod," and then Judy kind of took a shot at Darla's like, "Yeah, well, you would like more of a girly rod." And I said, "Wait a minute, you do realize both of you have female names, right?"
This joke just keeps getting better and better and better.
No, yeah, it's a riot. You should have seen their live stream last night. It was hilarious.
I'm gonna go back and watch it afterwards.
Darla was twerking, and it got crazy, man.
You don't want to go back and see that part.
Yeah, you can't unsee it. I'm forewarning you. You cannot unsee that. Yeah. He was getting virtual dollar bills and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, no.
It scared the gnats away, that's for sure.
Oh, Paula Smith has a statement about that rod. The Paula Smith rod is not a girly. It's tough as nails.
That's right, Paula.
Ooh, good answer.
And you know what, Paula? Your rod is like the
Paula.
lucky rod on my boat. Every time we go out, they catch a fish on it. What's that?
Yeah. I just like the bad darla. I'm not a girly rod.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and watch it because, according to what everybody's saying, it was an epic time last night with all the. Huh?
Darla's only about 5 foot tall, but outweighs all play on 9 pounds.
So which one of you two are taller, Judy or Darla?
I'm a lot taller than Darla. Darla's like I said, like 5 foot. I'm like 5'10" at least.
I don't know about all of that, but yeah.
Oh, come on, Chris. You're short
Chris,
too.
I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
What's it like fishing with two females that are guys?
Yeah, you know, man. All I know is I was out in the heat. It was late. These guys are over here twerking. I'm just like, man, I don't know. And then I'm just like, man, all I want is I just want to get out of here. And then my boat doesn't start, so I'm just like, I'm stuck here with these guys or girls or I don't know. Nah, they're awesome people, man. We had a good time, joked and laughed all night, and they, played it cool. When the boat didn't start, they just kept on fishing, and I said, all right, I'm gonna take a 5-minute nap, and we're out of here. But yeah, it was good time, man. We got to watch that.
Chris, what I noticed is that no matter how bad y'all were cutting up behind him, Tim was just laser focused. He was just on those rods.
He's a machine,
he wasn't letting
man.
Nothing. He was on it.
Yeah. Oh, Tim, he's serious about his fishing.
Oh, every time I see you live with Tim, that's all he is just watching all those rods, waiting for one to go down.
That's right. He don't even let me walk around the boat, man. He says I shake it too much, so I got to sit still.
Tim is just focused on fishing.
Yeah, Tim's a good guy too, man. He loves his fishing.
Yeah, Tim's an amazing person. I will give him that.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, like Becca says, Mr. Tim is an awesome and such a great supporter of all.
That's right.
Paula says Tim's an awesome person. Kevin says Tim is more hardcore than anyone.
Yeah.
So, what is your personal best, Chris?
Personal best blue cat is 36 pounds, and in personal flathead, I didn't get to weigh my personal flathead. I didn't have a scale, but I've caught flatheads that I have officially weighed in the 40s, upper 40s, and this one, to be safe, I would say it was in the 50s, pushing 60 pounds. It was way bigger than any flathead.
That one was on your Muddy River spot, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was when you were in your float tube, I believe.
No, that one it wasn't even on camera. I didn't get that one on camera, but yeah, that thing was a beast.
I know there was a beast that you was in your float tube. You went over there, had to get out, laid your rod across the float tube, and got him untangled and brought him up, and his head was almost as wide as your chest.
Yeah. I've been known to dive in for a fish or two.
That one was a giant. I'd say that one is almost 50, 55 pounds.
I've seen there's some people that fish in that little spot out there in the general area anyways. And I saw this guy post a video where he had hooked a fish and it was hung up in the sticks, and he was cussing up a storm because he couldn't figure out how to get it out. And I'm just thinking in my head, like, swim out there and go get it. What's wrong with you? Because it's so natural for me to do. Yeah.
Chris, Paula Smith is asking, just how big are the fish out there?
In Elephant Butte Lake, state record flathead is 78 pounds, but they're hard to come by. There's so many blue cats in the lake right now that they beat the flatheads to the bait, you know. And then, but as far as the flatheads, as far as the blue cats, a good fish is 10 pounds. A really nice trophy fish is 20, 30 pounds, and then every once in a while you get on a 40 plus. So that's kind of where our lake is at.
And I want to say something about the medium cat rod. That's perfect because you'll have fun on the ones that are even under 4 or 5 pounds. You still feel like you're catching a fish, but we've caught 40s and 50s on the medium cat rods already, and you still have enough rod that you're fighting the fish. So from one extreme to the other, that rod handles it, and it's an amazing rod.
Thank you, Stan. Yeah, when I was designing it, that's kind of exactly what I wanted to go for. Is I wanted something that you can have fun with the little ones, but still, if you hooked into a bigger one, you had that backbone to bring in the fish. And it's so funny because to this day I still can't gauge the fish because I'm so used to the medium heavy. I'll see that rod bend and I was like, oh yeah, I run out there. I'm like, oh, we got a big fish on, and it's like a 2-3 pound fish on top. Yeah.
And by the way, Chris, Fishing Chick just lives in one state next to you. She's over in Yuma, Arizona.
You're in Yuma.
Yuma, yep, right next door.
So do you know the 928 boys? Joseph Lugo has a store over there. He has a bunch of my rods and stuff in there. They're out there fishing all the time, catching flatheads. You might ought to hook up with them.
Oh, is that right on 95?
I'm not sure where that store is. I have to look up the address. But yeah, I'll get with you. I'll get you his information.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
They're out there tearing up those flatheads all the time. I know you're trying to get on one, right?
Oh, you're killing me. That'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
she's been trying to focus on flatheads, but the stripers keep killing the bait before the flatheads get to it.
Send me a message on Facebook or email me or something, and I'll get you guys in contact.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Appreciate after the show, hit me up on Messenger, and I'll give you his contact info on Facebook.
Oh, okay, that'd be great. Heck yeah.
I'll tell you how I feel about Fishing Chick, about Lisa there. I've called her for a while now. My fishing sister from another mister. She is on it. She's out there putting the time in, and so that's great. That's great. If you could hook her up with some people out there, that would be awesome.
Absolutely.
Brian B says my Muddy River ride looks better than Darla twerking last night.
I sure hope so.
How did I know that was going to come into the chat somehow?
I haven't caught anything on my Muddy River rods yet.
We're gonna have a signature series T-shirt with Darla twerking, Judy booty.
Oh, that's
What was it? Cuddles and catfish or what?
Cuddles and catfish.
Oh man,
that's the late night Judy show, guys. Good night.
Just remember, Stan, if you get the blooper award of the year, you know what show you got it off of.
That's right. It was on Avid.
Have you seen that show yet, Chris?
Yeah, I saw that, man.
I had to get a video clip of that and post it on Facebook. Then you came up and says, my joke went way too far. I thought it was going perfectly. It seems like Katie knew that they were men. Paula knew they were men. I knew they were men.
The whole audience.
Stan didn't know.
And Chris, they let me keep running my mouth.
I know I'm a man. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I thought you were.
Judy was in chat, so was Darla, and they didn't say anything. They just let him go.
I totally
Everybody that knew just gave him enough rope to hang himself with.
Yeah, I went back because someone messaged me about it, and they said, "Man, did you see that when Stan called him girls. I said, what? No, no, no. So they sent me the link, and I scrolled through it, and I just sat there and I laughed and laughed. And
I know, because I posted on Facebook, and that, I mean, I didn't think I was going to get the responses off that one like I did. Especially from you, Chris. I'm like, nah, no one ain't going to really pay attention to it. They're just going to get a couple laughs and it'll die. I'm like,
but like I was saying before,
I made a comment. I'm like, okay.
like I was saying before, mistakes like that. Now Judy and I are, there's a friend for life, and it all started with putting my foot in my mouth. So.
It's all part of my master plan.
Yeah.
Dan, that was an epic blooper.
That's too awesome.
Chris just plants seeds everywhere, guys, and just waters them and watches them grow, and then laughs.
Tim Molina says, "Tell Darla he owes me a doc demon."
Oh yeah.
Look, hey.
Yep, he does owe a back rub.
Well, guys, I'm gonna have to jump out of here, man. I got to install these batteries. I got rods and stuff to package up and get ready for shipping out tomorrow, and I got to get my work stuff ready for Monday morning. So,
all right. Well, thank you for joining, Chris, and thank you for the information.
Absolutely. You guys have a good evening.
Hey, Chris. The 20th we'll be having a panel, so if you want to be up on a panel for helping beginners with catfishing, okay. I will message you more on Facebook about it if you want to join.
Okay. Yeah, send me the info, and then send me or send Fishing Chick my info, and I'll get you in contact with some guys in Yuma that'll hook you up with some flatheads.
Oh, that would be so awesome. That'd be so cool. Oh my God.
Y'all have a good night.
Thank you, Chris.
All right, good night, Chris.
Good night, Chris.
But look at Judy, that. Wait, look at that smile there now.
Lisa, yeah. Hey, she's happy as Judy is.
Oh man, I wouldn't know what to do if I caught a big
that's
old
Chris Flores, man.
Hey, but you wasn't expecting all this, were you, Judy?
No, man. You guys are awesome. Darla truly missed out. He doesn't know.
Yeah, but James says tell Darla he owes him a doc demon.
A doc demon, he does.
Yeah, I love this. I love this catfish community. The guys that
this catfishing community is great.
And poor Stan, he's always
it's like another family.
What's that?
Stan's always answering my questions. Probably not today.
Well, that's right. On the live, I love that though. That makes my life. I love it. Anybody asking me, you're never bugging me. That is I live for that.
I love answering questions on Messenger, but no one ever messages me for questions, so I don't answer them. I leave my tips and tricks to myself because no one asks me for anything.
These guys have so much knowledge. I think they forget how much knowledge they have until we ask the question.
I agree.
Then they can just talk.
Yes. And Epic,
See,
so much that I'm just like,
hey, me and Epic, we basically fish the same waters.
Whew.
Wow.
Talk about some knowledge. But
he's got knowledge. I'll give you that. Tim's got a lot of knowledge. I keep my I go off Tim's knowledge. I leave my knowledge back on the back burner.
Sorry,
I go with the old school knowledge instead of all this newfangled technology.
I was answering questions as we speak, so Messenger keeps coming in. But I fished for almost 50 years, and I'm still with when I talk to Epic, to Tim Scott, same thing like you were saying with Chris. So Now this is the situation. We're fishing this kind of water, this. What are you looking for? Boom, boom, boom. And yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome, and that just goes to show that that no matter what, and you can learn something. You never stop learning. Never.
No,
And
you never
even,
do.
And Tim himself will say that he's learning all the time. There's even stuff that he doesn't know, and you're always looking for the next thing. Always looking whenever he's out fishing. He's still looking and learning things, and always improving. And so it's it's just awesome. And then you get this family to share it with. Man, what could be better?
Good night, Catfish and Crappie. I'll talk to you tomorrow night or tomorrow sometime.
Yeah. Good night, Mark, my friend. He's
Catfish
Mark's
and
done.
Crappie.
I got to meet him. He's a real amazing person.
Yeah.
But
I have yet to meet somebody in the catfishing community that I haven't thought just that they were just an awesome person. Literally
everybody I've met so far at the meet and greets,
YouTubing and catfishing.
I got to meet a lot of people through the meet and greets. Last year was 8. This year was 23, so that's close to 30. And they all been amazing people. And
I agree more.
next year, I hope it's going to be bigger. But we're also trying to get more kids involved and get vets involved too. So,
and it's great that you've got something out that way a little bit, because a lot of us are here East Coast type area, Virginia.
I encourage you guys in the East Coast and out west do meet and greets with people and get people to come out and fish with you and get to meet people.
Yeah,
do it. It's something that it's a blessing. I'd say do it because it'd be a blessing.
See, they don't have much out here on the West Coast.
It's pretty cool.
Like that.
Well,
I don't know if there's tournaments or anything out here.
No.
It's on the East Coast.
But that is what's awesome about these YouTube tournaments, like the ones that Palmetto does and Fishing with the Chad.
Exactly.
And has with the Glizzy Masters. That we had so much fun doing that, and we're still talking on the Facebook group, and the Glizzy Master ended 2 weeks ago. So
where you going, Tim?
Yeah.
Hello, Miss Melissa Kennedy.
There she is. Missy, what's up?
I got to use the restroom real quick, guys. Give me a second.
We'll be here.
Yeah, it's a fishing chick. How awesome is that? You come up thinking you're just gonna get to talk a little bit, and bam, Chris comes up, and
look at that's how names. I'm here with all the big names.
That's how it starts, and
you see, this is what I love doing, is bringing up young channels like this and just hooking them up with big names and support of people that's in chat that's been here that can help you guys out.
Well, I didn't expect to start a channel. It was just kind of by accident. I'm watching all these different channels just for fun, and everybody had all these
you started talking.
Yeah, I think you're the first one that I started talking with.
Yeah, then I kind of encouraged you to start doing videos, I believe.
You did. Yes, you did. 100%. And then I felt dumb because everybody had cool names.
No, I like your name. I like your name, Fishing Chick.
Like, I want a cool name, so I switched from just my regular name on there to Fishing Chick, and then everybody started asking me, "Where's your channel? Where's your channel?" I'm like, "Huh?"
Well, because you had the cool name.
I guess so.
Yeah, you had a cool name, and they wanted to follow you.
And then so I sat down one night and drew out the little chick and the egg, and then it just kind of morphed from there.
Just look how far you've grown since then.
Yeah, I think I'm not 150.
Any mods in chat? Can we get Judy Booties and the Fishing Chicks link ran? Let's help them get grown. So what
I'm
kind?
trying to go live.
What kind of fur baby you got?
Oh, little Australian Shepherd. Come here, Dixie. Come on.
And we have Bottom Feeders hooked up is out there. He's going to be fishing in the.
Come here, Dixie. Come on.
He's got a channel that's just getting going. He's going to be fishing in the next in Palmetto's Iron Cat Bank tournament that's coming up here in a couple weeks. Cool. So if somebody could drop his link too, that would be great.
JNS says, I was watching Muddy Rivers catfishing one night and said I would like to make a video like that. And a few weeks later, my wife surprised me with a camera.
Oh.
Well, that's how I got started. JNS's wife bought him a new camera and says that's how he got started doing videos.
That's pretty cool.
That's how I'm going. That's how I'm doing it. It's just
it don't take much.
StreamYard is a pain.
My wife tried to get me she tried to get me a camera and I could never figure out how to use it, so everything's still on my phone.
I use my phone because it's easier to operate.
But you know, you got a question about fishing or how to do like StreamYard from your phone or any of that kind of stuff, I will help you out with that. But
I can help you out with the StreamYard from your phone and fishing, but don't ask me how to do a camera. Don't ask me a GoPro.
GoPro,
get you like a deer in the headlight.
The computers and editing. I can direct you to some other people, but
if you have questions about the GoPros and stuff like that for going live, you can go to Catfish and Crappie, Mark. You go to Palmetto Cats, and they'll both help you. They're both good at that.
Yep.
And I think there's more. There's a few other people out there that do GoPros. I think Muskrat Adventures could help you with that as well. Yeah. The Fishing with a Chad, he could help you with that.
Yeah, Roger and Chad, they're awesome. Matter of fact, Lisa,
even though I may give Chad a hard time half the time, but after seeing Chad's new post and his lookalike, Chad went from Shad to Chucky.
But Lisa, the rig that you were asking about, that high-low or the double Kentucky rig or the dropper, Chad's got an awesome video out in that on Fishing with the Chad channel. It's named the double Kentucky rig on his channel, and it's a little bit clearer than what I could do out there on the live today. But
no, I got the idea. I just was making that knot, and the hook was going up and down. It wasn't staying in one spot.
I knew when you said that, I knew exactly what you were doing.
Yep.
It wasn't going back through in the center, and
you got to wrap it around.
Yep. So now hopefully we can get out of the weeds.
JNS, if you're having problems with that kind of stuff,
Chris Flores does a good video.
You can either message Palmetto Cats on Facebook or Catfish and Crappie on Facebook, and they should be able to help you out. Or look up Muskrat Adventures or Fishing with a Chad on Facebook, and they'll be able to help you get you started.
Yeah, and the water.
Sorry about that, Judy.
The water's here in Arizona is really shallow.
No, you're okay.
It's here like 8 feet deep. I don't know if that has anything to do with catching the
catfish.
That's
the same thing in New Mexico.
Yep.
How deep is it?
They say that
8 feet or so.
Out there, that wouldn't have no problem with that. Because you don't really get that, the water don't really get that cold in the wintertime. Now, if you have a deep hole somewhere or
that's what
an undercut in the bank,
that's what
is what you're looking for.
There you go, Lisa. There you go.
And we have a lot of along the water.
There I go. Oh, spilling beans again. You see, like Judy already knows, I was born out there in New Mexico.
Oh.
So I do know a little bit about some of the spots out there that they do fish. But see, I always went looking for the undercuts and holes in the bank to drop a line.
Yep.
And when I really got bored, I'd stick my arm down in there and see what was in there. That's how I began noodling.
That's right, Kelly. The Bullock Experience is the fishing chick in person, up on a live. That's awesome.
Kelly, that's your next guest that you need to have on the what's in your tackle box is a fishing chick.
Yep. Avid, that's kind of what on my show on Friday nights. Creel has got a new position, so we were doing bank to boat and having a great time with that. But he's got a new position, new job that he'd been wanting to get for a while. So much love for him. So I'm going to start something new coming in the fall. We'll come up with a new like a bank to boat or something like that, where I'll have a co-host and things like that. But over the summer, because there's things going on Friday nights like the Iron Cats and et cetera, et cetera. So rather than starting something new, I'm going to kind of do similar to what you do and have new people come up that want to, so if you want to come up as a co-host or just come up like we're doing now and we'll talk catfishing or YouTube or whatever that we want to talk about. And so that's what I'm doing for the whole summer. So anybody wants to come up and, get a face to their name. They got a channel that they're going with, or just even out in chat and they want a chance just to come up on live. They don't really have a channel, but they want to, have a chance to have people put a face to their name. Just get in touch with me and we'll get you up on Friday nights.
Hey, fishing chick. The Bullock Experience says he can make it happen. About you becoming a guest on his show.
Oh, that would be awesome. Heck yeah.
I can share his information with you and your information with him.
Oh, that would be great.
So,
what do you think, Dixie? Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. Say hi.
Hey, I like seeing how you built some of your rods and stuff, fishing chick. How some of your DIYs DIYs you did.
Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah,
those are really some cool videos.
I just recently learned how to weld too, so I just made a never lost anchor. So maybe you'll see that tomorrow if I go live on my new boat. So
then I started watching you
right on.
Throw that cast net into that canal.
Oh yeah.
Chad, that was that took a lot of guts doing that on live.
So welding, what got you into welding? Other than it's awesome.
It's just
I love it.
I just like to make things, and I needed a welder for what did I need? I needed it for something. I'm like, what the heck? So I went and got a welder, and for my trailer, I needed to put a new basket to hold my batteries and generator on the front of my trailer. So I got a welder and made one.
Let me ask, how did you learn how to weld?
Oh, a lot of practice. Oh gosh. A lot of practice. I have friends that weld, and they showed me a couple little tips.
Okay, there you go.
And believe me, I wasted a lot of metal practicing.
Now, is there a lot of big blues out there where you're at fishing, chick?
A lot of blues?
Yeah. Blue cat.
I think I've caught one blue and one flathead. The rest are channel cat. And they're typically like 5 pounds. A friend of mine caught a 12-pound flathead. That's as big as I've seen here.
They're 5 and 12 pounds. There are bigger ones out there.
Oh, I'm sure. The old timers tell me, all the big fish they used to catch, but I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
It's all of a sudden one day it'll happen. You'll get a bigger one, and then it'll start to click, and then you'll start to see those certain spots and different spots. And then, it'll just all of a sudden, the pounds go up a little bit. Like I said,
I'm still waiting.
It'll happen. It'll happen. I guarantee it. But look, I'm gonna have to jump out of here because this is the 4th show that I'm on today.
Yeah, you're crazy today.
Well, hey, this wasn't planned. You coming in this, Sam.
I couldn't miss the opportunity to come up and talk to Judy Booty, and then to have Lisa Fish and Chick come up was awesome, and then to have Chris come up on top of that, just amazing. But yeah, Judy,
I
I
tried to
definitely.
sneak Chris up in here anyway. Surprise Judy, since
Yeah, and then,
Darla didn't come up.
That's pretty cool.
And this is where you get those things where you don't know people and you get to talk to them a little bit. Judy and I both Bronx Bomber fans there, so you never know what you have in common with people across the country.
But hey, before you came up, Stan, me and Judy was roasting you in chat, so we figured we'd give you a chance to defend yourself.
Hey, well, that's all right. Like I said, anybody, if I can brighten your day in any way at all, I'm glad to be part of it.
But hey, it was all in fun. It wasn't nothing serious.
Of course.
But
yeah, Avid, great job with.
You did kind of fire the first shot though.
Well, actually, we even got confirmation again that it was actually Chris that fired the first shot. I just fell for that.
Yeah, you fell for it and you just blew the cannon right over Judy's bow, and they're like, "Really? Did he just do that?"
Poor Stan was just the one that took the bait.
Yeah,
he took the bait and ran with it.
Well,
he was like that big
Bam!
Gary, just slapped that bait and
But look at that. Here we are still.
Like a flathead, took it and ran straight for the bottom.
But look at that. Here we are still months later, and we're still all laughing about it. So, that says a lot about you, Judy. Definitely says a lot about you that situation could have went one or two ways, and it went the best way that it possibly could have. So I really appreciate you.
The first question came out of Palmetto's mouth was, how did Judy get that name? The first question of the night in chat.
Yeah, I'm sure that comes up quite a bit.
I'm a fireman, guys. We're just real stupid. That's what it comes down to.
They like roasting each other in worst ways you could think for.
Hey, and this family's right along with that. If we got an opportunity to get a little joke on somebody, we're gonna take it.
Yeah, then there's someone like me that I like to put the foot on the brake and watch someone just. I'm just the one that likes to slam on the brakes in the middle of the joke and see who hits the window.
Ouch.
It wasn't meant to be Stan, but.
Hey, that's all right. I got big shoulders. I can take it.
But that was so epic on that night because me and Paula, we just going right along, and all of a sudden, she said something about the female anglers. I'm like, all right, Stan, you want to list off the female anglers in chat?
So, of course, I go running my mouth.
As soon as he said Judy Booty and
Darla.
I was like, as he was, Paula just like, Go let him run with it. Then after he got Darla's name out, I'm like,
are you sure?
Stan, Judy, and Darla are guys.
Yeah, the hat one. Are you sure?
That's exactly it.
Perfect. You got it. You got it to a T, Judy.
and Paula says, "Yeah, Stan, they are guys." And his eyes even got bigger, looking around that screen, like, huh?
Well, I'm just glad I could be a part of it, and like I said, that one thing there, and I've gained a friend for life. So that's nothing better could have came from that. And we're still laughing about it, so that's awesome.
Yeah, everybody's still laughing about it, but I didn't think it would have exploded like it did on Facebook either.
And who knows?
It's awesome.
We may be, we may be in the run-in for the Golden Whisker Blooper Award. You never know. You never know.
It's a possibility. You can always post it for a Golden Blooper Whisker Award. You know what? Because it's there. It's there for everybody to see.
It definitely is.
If anybody nominates that one for the Golden Whisker Award, I'd be surprised.
Oh, I think it's I think it was nominated already. I think it was put up on there.
For who put it up there?
I don't know. It wasn't me, but I think it might have been.
I have to go
I
back
have no
and check.
idea, but yeah, I thought so too.
But regardless, Judy, always great. Glad that we've got to know each other. Again, much love and respect for you. Good luck with whatever happens with the Hawaii thing. You'll have a family here, and we'll be behind you 100%. Lisa, great to see you up. I'm glad that you're starting to come do these lives and get out there and meet some of us crazy people.
Heck
Even
yeah.
if it's on the screen, we're glad to see it.
You guys are fun.
Heck yeah. And Stan, thank you, man. Thank you very much.
No worries, my friend. I'm just glad it's life changing. Life changing. So
yes,
like
absolutely.
I said, I gotta jump on out of here.
The whole country, man. That's so cool.
Yeah, unbelievable. We'll see y'all later.
Without Stan. Have a good one.
Appreciate y'all being part of Two Stan's Fishing Family.
Christian Chick, I'm gonna have you up here as a guest again.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know. Now that I'm breaking my fear of being on YouTube. Not too terribly bad.
There you go.
No.
I was deathly afraid.
We never did cover your line and tackle yet, Judy.
Say what now?
Your line and tackle that you use.
My line and tackle. So you use the I've been using the Carolina rig for the longest time, and then now that I fish the Muddy River a lot, I use Chris's Muddy River rig. So I've got my favorite rod is the Blue Cat rod. So I've got the Blue Cat rod, the Paula Smith rod, and the flathead rod. I go to the Blue Cat rod. I've got the Akuma Coronado 8000 reel, saltwater and freshwater, and then gosh, I always forget the name of the Reliant tackle is what I use. I use the 80-pound braid. I just like the sea blue. Chris is the one that recommended it to me, so I just use what he told me to. And then I use the 8-aught. I like the Catfish, Team Catfish 8-aught hooks.
No, okay.
That's what I run.
Huh?
But I'll change it up if I don't, if I'm not getting bites or anything. I'll run a Santee Cooper rig. I'll go down to a Carolina, go in the dirt and mud. It seems in New Mexico that a lot of these catfish really hide in the mud year round. I don't know if it's just too hot or what, but that's where every catfish I've usually caught comes up with mud on the belly unless it's a blue.
Well, see, one thing I've learned about Mexico waters is a lot of those little canals and everything ain't really that deep, but that mud is cool. And that water temperature gets up there in the daytime around 80, 90 degrees, and they want to bury themselves in something cold and wet, so they're going to hit that mud, keep their body temperature down.
Yep. So that Carolina rig, honestly, especially in the hot days of summer, you've got to be in the mud. You're not going to be getting much of a bite.
Yeah, but your flatheads, your eyes are looking up anyway, so.
Really...
Huh?
Yep. Exactly.
Flatheads are always looking up above them for
That's what I was saying. The same thing.
Because you got that Santee Cooper rig up there with a live bait, and it's floating right above them. And if you get it right in your face too much, you're going to get aggravated enough to attack it.
Yep.
So maybe I need to
Those are the only ones, I think, but primarily the channels.
Yeah, channels and flathead blues. You want to keep the bait towards the bottom. Actually, channels you want to keep the bait towards the bottom for the channels, but the blues and flatheads you want to keep the bait up off the bottom in the strike zone for them.
A little. Yeah.
Like 10 or 12 inches up off the bottom.
Yeah.
So do you just look for muddy bottoms?
For channel cats, I leave my baits on the muddy bottoms. But for blues and flatheads, bring my bait up off the bottom with the sinkers down here, and I have a leader coming up to a pinch float or a rattle trap with a circle hooked and the bait on it. I lift it up off the bottom that way.
Okay, that's kind of how I do it. But we have a lot of weeds, and I get caught in the weeds.
If you have weeds, then you can take you can extend your leader line from the swivel to the pinch float and hook to make it go up higher.
Bring it up a little higher.
Right.
I wonder if they're even in that area.
Huh?
I wonder if they're even in that area, swimming in the weeds there. But
you never know if it's cool enough in there for them. If the water temperature is cooler in the weeds, it could be a good spot. But if you find brush piles anywhere along the bank, if you find like trees or logs laying in the bank that can give some kind of shade, I'd fish around them with floating Patriot bobbers with a hook going down straight underneath it, like a Kentucky rig, with the sinkers on the bottom, and you have your hook up about 10 or 12 inches from the sinker with your live bait or cut bait there, and you pull them out of that way.
That's the knot that he was showing me to do that.
Right.
To get out of the
Kentucky. I'll show you another trick that you can do it with, because I use a 3-way rig. I don't do a Kentucky rig with a line. I use a 3-way swivel, because with a swivel, a catfish can twist that line on that knot and make that knot weak and break it.
Oh, okay. I got you.
With a swivel, they can't. They can twist it all they want, and it won't. The swivel will spin, but it won't do any damage.
Oh, you know what? That might be good.
It won't create that friction.
Okay. Can you see the fish finder in the mud, or are they too buried?
You can see it. You can see them. They won't be that buried, but you'll see them there.
Huh. Yeah. Well, I'll find out tomorrow.
They won't get like.
They won't be completely in the mud, but they'll be like right above it. But you can tell the arch.
Their bellies will be deep in.
Yeah. The belly will be there, but their heads and tails will be up off of it.
Oh, okay. And it will look just like an arch?
Right. It'll look like an arch.
Okay. I'm going to have to get
that. Here in New Mexico, when we catch our channels, I swear every time we have little leeches on them because they're like you said, they're down in that mud in their belly.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for sharing the links out, Two Stands.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dan.
The bigger the cat that you see on your fish finder, is the bigger the arch.
Okay.
Bigger the fish, bigger the arch. And if you mark a big one, I throw big baits out in front of him.
There you go. There you go. Well, the problem is I haven't been seeing any big ones.
But see, he's not just looking for fish on the fish finder. It's looking for things sticking up out of the water. Like it could be one single branch or something sticking up out of the water, or a log sticking up out of the water. Could be part of a tree that you could fish around and drop baits around there. You could look for underwater bridges and roads and railroad bridges that you could drop baits up around. There's all kind of stuff that you can see on your fish finder.
Do you?
Like your underwater bridges, your underwater railroad tracks, underwater trees that's still standing or laying down. Throw baits around them.
Do you use Navi Onyx at all, Fishing Chick?
No, not yet, No, I just got my new fish finder.
You should check that one out. The
Okay.
Navionics is an app you can use on your phone, and it gets you water maps of the lakes. And so then you can find where the channels are, you can find where the deep points are. So what I look for a lot is like, I don't know, they talk about it on the YouTube video a lot. Looking for like saddles where you find like a point in the middle that's a little bit higher, and you got two deeper points on the end, because the fish will hang out on those deeper points, but the bait fish want to be, near that,
Yeah, you're
that
talking
flat
about that.
higher part so they can run off and get away.
You're talking about two jetties.
Oh, okay.
Like,
You're talking about two jetties coming
yeah,
out,
like
and pointing
saddle
out,
two
and it
jetties,
just goes gradually down to a point underwater, and you got where water's coming in one way, and it has a dead spot on the backside where the cats are waiting for the bait to come by where they can ambush them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And if
Now,
you have,
Yep.
they have like wing dikes, like Epic says. If you can find wing dikes that come out and jetty around like that, on low waters where you can go out and fish, and you can get off on the deeper sides, but don't go into the calmer side. Stay on the front and the side of it to where you can get into the bigger cats.
oh, okay. Okay.
Because on the backside where you're going to find a lot of the smaller cats that's up there just hanging out, feeding, staying away from the bigger cats.
No, the Colorado River goes about 8 miles an hour. So
Colorado River is a good spot.
is that too fast for them? Do I need to find coves or whatever? Because I don't do channel.
Colorado River, you can fish it if you know what you're looking for. If you can, send me a video clip of where you're at in the Colorado River.
Okay.
And I'll be able to help you out with that.
Okay. Yes, right by Lake Martinez. So that's pretty much where we fish.
Yeah, I need to see what the bank looks like over there. I need to see what
Flores has a great video on how to read the river. If you ever watch it, I don't know, Muddy River catfishing, go on there, look at his videos, and he'll literally talk about how to read the river. And at one point, the river's dry because it dries up at one point during the year. And Chris gets down in the river. He's walking in the river, and he's showing you little points, like he's fishing like where there's a bridge, and he's showing you the different points that this is where the bait fish are hiding. This is where the catfish are going to hide, waiting for the bait fish to swim by. It's an epic video. It really is.
Yeah, but like I said, if she shows me the Colorado River and the video, the banks and all that, I'll be able to pinpoint some spots out for her real good on it.
Yeah, it's all reeds. It's almost like bamboo on both sides, all the way down. I just try to fish little nooks that go in there.
No, there's nooks and crannies. Is there like a little jetty cove that comes in and out? Fish the edges of them, not right on the seam of the current, not out in the current. Because if it's going 8 miles an hour, that bait ain't going to stay in one place. It's going to swing back into the bank.
Yeah, it goes fast.
So you want to get right on that seam on the edge of that water where it's running fast and it's calm, and drop your baits right there.
Yeah, there's no calm on the river.
No, I'm saying right where the water comes in and comes back out like a swirl.
Okay.
Drop them in there.
If you read the water, like what he's talking about, you can tell the difference in the speeds. Like he's saying, watch that video from Chris Flores. It'll help you. I watch video all the time on any new body of water because it teaches you the way that the water's working, and then you can look at the body that you're looking at, and you can start trying to pick out, okay, the water's flowing in an S, it's coming this way, there's that bend, it's a good little spot, and I'm not great at it, but I'm learning.
Yeah,
so those are the videos that I learned off of.
The main channel is coming 8 miles an hour, but when you have a cutoff, it's going to slow down coming in that cutoff. It won't be going 8 miles an hour in that cutoff. It's going to be almost like going down at least half or a third of what the speed is of it, because that bank's going to stop it.
Yeah.
You're going to bring it back around. And a lot of your bigger fish might be sitting in there in those holes waiting for bait that's injured or getting smacked on that against that bank.
The front spot of
To
a
feed
bend.
on them. Huh?
Yep. Like the front spot of a bend is usually real good, and the back spot of a bend, like if you got a good bend fishing back here, because that water is going to be a little bit slower coming off,
Right.
and then fishing that front end because it's going to hit and it's going to create that pool, and then it's going to come. So if you can find that little pool that the water naturally created, you'll find a lot of fish held up in those too.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And a lot of times the cats won't be sitting
Chris
on the
always
front or
says-
the bottom, or they can be sitting straight down on the bottom in the center of that hole. And if you get a bait to the very bottom of it, you might pull one up out of there.
Interesting. Yeah, I can cast my net and get
Yep.
bait fish. And you think there'd be catfish running around there, but there's not.
Well, it depends on the
they're
temperature
there.
of the water at the time too. You got to.
I'm sure they're there.
They're there, but you got to look at the water temperature too, because they could be going deep in the heat of the day.
Yeah, or getting down in the mud.
Because if you get
They
those
like
water
to hide
temperatures,
in those.
Go ahead, Judy.
In the rocks. They hide in the rock lot in Arizona too. They got a lot of
Yeah,
little
they will
caves.
hide
I
in
know
rocks.
Bartlett's real rocky. If
Really?
you fish those rocks, yeah, and even if you kind of, I know a lot of people like to throw their rods and just leave them there, but when you're reeling it in, if you kind of even jig it and bounce it, you can get the flatheads to hit when you're bringing it in even.
Interesting. Rocks, huh?
Yeah, catfish, if they can find a big enough hole in rocks where a big cat can squeeze in there and sit there and let bait come by and they can ambush it, they'll do that. Blues will find a shady spot in the real hot parts of the day to hide out too. So they're not. They're they know their survival modes. They know what when it's too warm for them and they need to find a cool spot to hide out. They'll go that way.
Yeah, I get a lot of my channel cat actually trying to fish for bluegill, trying to get bait. Where'd this come from?
Right. You see, channel cats, they don't care. They're just opportunistic feeders. And they'll
Catfish
hit
don't move
waxworms,
on
they
them.
hit red wigglers, they hit night crawlers. They don't care.
Hot dog.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I've caught channel cat on just a teeny piece of worm.
But I tell you, the best fish to catch, and you can catch him off his own body parts, is a bluegill. I've taken the eye out of a bluegill that I've cut up for bait, just an eyeball, and put on the tip of a hook and caught over 200 bluegill off one eye.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Because all I had was a point just barely sticking out of the tip of that thing.
Oh, how funny.
So that tells you how carnivorous those bluegill are.
Really?
They'll eat their own.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, if it's shiny and it's bright and it has any kind of color to it, they'll eat it. But I figured out the best bait for bluegills are waxworms. These is like crack.
Those mealworms.
No, they're little waxworms. They're not mealworms.
No? Is there a difference?
Yeah, there's a big difference. A mealworm has a hard shell to it.
Yeah.
A waxworm is a real soft worm that's real thin and white. Where the mealworms are almost like a yellowish tint to it.
I don't know if we have those here. At least I haven't seen them.
But waxworms in a number 6 hook with a little weighted bobber on it is all you need.
Yeah, I just use a little trout hook.
I use a number 6 hook with a long shank, and I use not even a pinch float bobber, but like that big. You just let it out there and lay down on the water.
Oh, okay.
Once it barely twitches, dink,
Yep.
I got him.
Yep.
Because I have a rocket bobber that's, I don't know if you guys know what a rocket bobber is, but I have to take a picture of it or a video of it, let you see it in action, because it's like a pencil bobber with a ball in the middle, but has a weight in it.
Oh,
And
okay.
it lays like this on the water, so when it barely twitches or anything, you know you got a bite. No, I hit it while it's still laying flat, but it lays flat. As soon as it starts barely turning, I pop the hook. Because it'll lay flat in one spot for a long time. But when that thing barely starts moving this way, you can set the hook because you know the bluegill is trying to swim off with it.
On it.
Yep.
I've caught a big crappie on it before. The rocket bobber, and then the wax worm, and I mean, there's only about maybe that deep, and that bobber just never came back up.
Yeah, that's something we do have is large carp. We have a lot of carp.
Hey, you don't have any crappie?
I get a crappie every once in a while. They're out there. I just haven't been able to get many of them.
If you got carp, you got bait.
Yeah, I've carp before.
Carp is really, really good catfish bait. Because they're really bloody.
Yep.
And have a lot of oily scent to them.
Make a mess.
Yeah, but I like to scale them before I cut them up. Because the scale's about like that big.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And those wreak havoc on
they're huge.
Point of the hooks.
They'll dull them out.
They'll dull out your point of the hook real quick, and you're trying to put a hook through the meat. So I scale the catfish before I do that. All right, George Ray, welcome.
Scale the carp.
Scale the carp and break up the blood vessels in the carp a little bit so it can soak up in the meat before you cut it up.
Hold it down.
Yep.
Hold it down.
Looks like it's about midnight there where you're at, Judy.
Guys, I'm going to have to get to go now. I'm exhausted, tired. I've only got 4 hours of sleep in like 2 days, and I got a big day tomorrow.
Okay, Judy.
Not trying to be rude. Hey, thank you very much for having me. It was a pleasure. Thank you very much, ma'am. Everybody else who joined in, thank you all. You guys are awesome. Thank you for the support.
Hopefully you and Fish and Chicken. All right. Hopefully you and Fish and Chicken hook up sometime and go fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah, shoot, I might run down there when you meet Paula.
Here for the 17th.
That would be a nice meet and greet.
Paula too.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Heck yeah.
Where
I'm
you guys
pick Paula up from the airport. We're going to be in D.C. So that's a little bit closer to Arizona border.
I'm not familiar with that. Huh.
Elephant Butte Consequences is what they call it in New Mexico.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
you can't miss
about
Elephant
an hour
Butte.
from Las Cruces. Las Cruces is where Chris was.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, I'll bring my boat down and I'll go fishing.
Yeah, Chris has got his boat, so get out there, and we'll get out there on some kitties.
Right?
Heck
Teach me a thing or two.
I don't know about that. We'll learn from you. You can teach me, and nothing else. You can teach me how to weld.
Right.
Yeah, hey, she can teach you how to weld, and you can teach her more tricks about catfishing.
Right?
There we go. Fair trade.
Hey, don't get her on the chicken kick like everybody else is on.
No,
I'd rather eat your chicken.
I don't fish with chicken.
You don't?
I don't either.
I have a couple pieces for tomorrow just to try. I'm gonna just try. you know. But I'm gonna go try to
You
get
throwing
net
some
some
Kool-Aid
shad.
chicken?
What's that?
There
What's
you
that, Judy?
go.
What is it?
I
Kool-Aid
said you
chicken
throwing
or
that
Jello
heated
chicken?
Kool-Aid chicken?
Yeah, and I have some of that too. But I'm gonna go net some shad before I go, so we'll see how that works. So we have
That'll
Yeah,
the
be
the
little
good.
ones.
shad. Hey, if you can get them either that big or that big, they're still good shad.
It's usually two sizes, itty bitty, or you get the ones that are huge. So I usually get both. They're usually right where I net, and I'll get
If,
a
if
handful
I
of
had the
each.
choice between the
There you
two,
go.
I'll take the large ones and throw the small ones back.
Yeah, but I use the small ones live.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
They don't stay alive very long. They're hard to keep, but
I know that's why I normally try to keep the big ones for cut baits, big cut baits.
I mean,
Because I cut the head and part of the body off in one chunk, do another chunk about that big, and throw out for big baits. But
yeah, I've
Yep.
gone to smaller hooks.
All right, y'all. Have a good night.
All
all
right,
right,
Booty. Nice
have
meeting
a
you,
good
buddy.
night,
Hey, y'all,
Judy.
thank you very much.
Take care. Hopefully, I can come and see you.
Well, that's just two of us.
Just two of us. What time is it in your neck of the woods?
10:15.
Oh, okay. I don't even know. Yeah, it's 8:15 here.
Oh wow. So, so what really got you into catfishing out there?
Well, when I was younger, I used to fish a lot back in Southern California, just in just little mud puddles and streams, and I'd catch catfish left and right. And then now that I moved out here and I'm retired and wanted to get back into fishing again, but it's not quite as easy as it was fishing in the little mud puddles back home. So I loved fishing when I was a kid, and I was a ocean fisherman. I'd love to fish out in the ocean.
Oh, so the ocean fishing brought you to when you moved into fresh water. You decided to try that since you were
Yeah,
already ocean.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So
All right.
a lot of shore fishing, and in the harbors and stuff. And it's fun because you're always guaranteed to get something, kelp bass or sand bass or something. So this is a whole new animal for me.
Dan Thomas, the fishing chick is in Yuma, Arizona.
Yep, nice and hot Yuma.
Hot? That'd be like calling the frying pan ice cold, and you jump out of the cold into the flames.
Right? Yeah, you open the front door of the house and it's like opening the oven door.
Yeah, it's just like getting slapped with a fire stick in your face.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember that as a kid. AC on, you open that door, and all of a sudden, like, oh, it takes it out of you.
It does.
Yeah, because that don't get that cold over there, because that's a drier climate, Dan. Where we're at, it's a wet climate. Where she's at, it's a dry heat and a dry cold.
Yep. Dry.
It don't play games out there in that desert.
Yeah, we don't get that much rain.
Yeah, that rain melts, evaporates before it hits the ground half the time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Unless you get a monsoon out there.
Yeah, we love the monsoons actually.
Those monsoon seasons are really good out there in the desert.
We didn't have too many of them this last year, so I'm looking
No.
forward to having some rain this year.
Normally your monsoons last what, a day?
Joe, no hours.
Yeah, like I said, at least a day.
Yeah,
A couple hours or so.
And they drop a lot of water.
Yeah, it's like a tidal wave coming up over that mountain and just downpour.
And I live right in the middle of a bunch of washes, so when they're full, I can't go anywhere. I'm trapped. I'm trapped. Yeah, and you don't want to drive through them. There's huge boulders and trash cans,
Right?
And, all kinds of stuff in there.
You need to build a bridge over those. Build a bridge where you can just go straight across instead of down and up.
Yeah, but the county's really good about cleaning it up. As soon as the rain stops, they're out there with their bulldozers and they get it all cleaned up, and you can use the roads right away. So it's not too terribly bad.
Right. Well, yeah, because that road goes down into it, then everything settles down in there in that wash.
Yeah, I was going to drive through the water one day, and I thought, nah, I better not. Came back home. The next morning, I looked, and there was huge boulders. I'm like, oh, thank goodness I didn't drive through there. That would have just wrecked the front end of my truck.
Oh, yeah. You'd been in that truck with it smacked up against that boulder.
Yep.
But
so yeah, when the monsoon comes, even if it's 3 o'clock in the morning, everybody runs outside and plays in the rain, and it's pretty crazy. We're just so happy to get some moisture.
oh, trust me, I remember those days.
Yeah, and all the razors come out and they ride through the water, what's left, and yeah, it's quite fun. The next day always feels good with the little dampness in the air.
Yeah, until the sun comes up and it brings that real sticky heat to it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but we're just so happy to have a little bit of rain that it don't matter.
Then you guys go hide inside like, oh, it's too hot. Shut the door, shut the window, shut the shades.
Yep, and then we come back and turn the air conditioner back on.
Yeah, all the way down to 50.
Yep.
Oh, no thank you. That's just cold.
Right? But yeah, you get used to it. I like it here.
You're welcome, Judy. He said y'all are awesome. Great show. Thanks.
Yeah, I don't have the text up here, the chat.
I can pop it up on the screen to where you can read it.
Oh no, that's okay. It's probably see, it's so small I couldn't. I'd have to be like Stan, like way up here to see it.
Hey, that's a different look than Stan.
Oh, that's true.
Hey, Stan went like this.
That was I'll never forget that. That was hilarious.
Oh, you were in there when it happened?
I was watching, yeah. And I knew the whole time. I'm like, those are guys. Those are guys. I thought he was playing. I thought he knew, but
no. That reaction told me everything that he did not know.
Yeah, he needs to get the blooper award for that one.
I'm gonna go over to the Golden Whiskers and see if that's in there.
Who gives out those awards?
Kevin.
Oh, does he? Oh, okay. Kevin,
I need to find the Golden Whisker page and Golden Whisker Award page and see if that's in there.
Interesting. Yeah, Kevin, boy, he's just on it, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's had a lot of people help him with this kind of stuff.
Man, oh man.
But it's been crazy. I've had catfish and crappie, was one of my guests. Then he decided to step up when I had to give up my relief. I had issues at work where I had to work more hours, and Mark decided to step up on my Friday nights and cover for me. And when he did that, his show just went. I mean, it just exploded for him and grew. I had Palmetto Cats on here, and his show went skyrocketing. I had Muskrat's Adventure on, and his show took off. There's a lot of names that I've had on here. I mean, and they just blossomed.
Okay, well, let's see. Is mine going to take off then?
Hey, we're gonna. I'm gonna get you set up for. If you have any catfish pictures,
just a couple.
send them to me in Messenger, and I will get you a date set up. next week I will have the panel, and the week after that I have it open, so I could probably set you up for that.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna sit back and watch some of your videos.
Okay, well, there's only 3. And
I watched.
hopefully I'll go live tomorrow morning.
Okay.
It's just StreamYard is just sometimes it won't allow me to come in. I don't know what the deal is. I log in and it says it's going to send me a code and it never sends me the code.
Oh wow.
And
Judy, you just went up 15 subs since before the show.
Woo! See, look at that. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Two Sands ain't in here to see that.
I know, right? He's never going to live that day.
Hey, we got the awesome Mike Turner in here.
Hey, Mike. Yeah, I can't see the chat, so.
Do you have another device, like a tablet or something?
What's that?
You have like a tablet or something?
Yes, I do.
You can always log into your tablet into YouTube and watch a chat through that too as well.
Okay.
You see, I got 2 devices.
Okay.
Oh,
look at that. Oh, and you have to mute one of them, don't you?
I just turned the volume off on it to where it don't interfere with the stream.
Okay.
With the live.
Okay, I'll charge up my tablet so I have something to read. I need the tablet to read because I'm blind. I can't see it on the phone, so I'll video.
Judy, how many? Judy, how many subs did you go up? I know he's talking about you went up 15 subs since before the show.
Nice. Thank you, everyone.
How did you do, Judy?
Problem is, YouTube just takes them away.
They do unless you clickbaiting for him. Like, oh, he went from 237 to 260.
Ooh. Oh. Wow. Judy Booty only has like 260.
He went from 237 to 260.
Oh, I figured they were in the thousands.
No.
Oh, interesting.
They were a small channel like you were.
Oh, okay.
But I'll get you back on in 2 weeks again, and we'll do it again.
Okay, sounds good.
And we'll get you up there.
That'd be awesome.
And next week we're gonna have a panel up here. Like a couple of the big names in YouTube that, like me, Country Boy Catfishing, possibly Chris Flores.
Oh wow.
Creole will be on panel. So if you guys have questions about fishing or tips, tricks, or anything you want to know about fishing certain ways in certain areas, you can ask questions. Ask questions there, and we'll get it taken care of.
Oh, awesome.
So that's gonna be a show next week.
Oh, very cool. Oh, that's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be
all right.
Well, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Anytime you want to come up, just let me know.
Oh, okay. And thank you, everybody out there, for subbing me. I appreciate it, and all the help and answering all my questions. I appreciate it. Awesome community out there. I love it.
Yeah, it is an awesome community, and I love what I do, helping smaller, younger channels.
Yeah, like you said, you were the first one to get me started. I appreciate it. Thank you.
No, I'm always here for you. So if you need anything, just shoot me a message.
Oh, I will.
If you, I'll probably shoot you a message back from my personal contact.
Okay.
So you can text me if you need it, or call me if you need it.
Perfect. Thank you.
So that way, if you have questions, whether It'd be whatever. You can text me instead,
Okay.
and
Perfect.
I walk out to my truck and pull out my tackle boxes and show you how to do certain rigs.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Okay.
Very cool. Very cool.
All right. A good
Okay.
night.
All right. Good night. Good night, everyone. Thanks for watching. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe I'll go live tomorrow morning. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, send me a message if you go live.
Okay, I will. I will. So it'll be about 7:30, 8 o'clock our time. So it'll be a little later for you guys.
It'll be around.
8, 9, 10.
It'll be about 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
10 o'clock here.
So that should be good. Everybody's gonna be working, but that's all right.
I won't be working. I won't be working until tomorrow night at 11
Oh, okay.
p.m.
You'll be sleeping.
No, not until around 12.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
won't go back to sleep till about 12.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna let you go.
All right.
Everyone have a good evening, and I'll see you on the next cast.
Tight lines.
All right. Tight lines. Bye-bye.